The second segment of the Nightly News is brought to you by Labrie Credit Union. Labrie Credit Union. We are not a bank. We are better.
Welcome back. The Delta variant first emerged in India in December 2020 and quickly became the dominant strain there and then in the United Kingdom. Now, more than 90% of COVID cases in the United States of America are currently caused by the Delta variant. Delta is more contagious because it sheds more virus into the air, making it easier to reach other people. The transmissibility of the virus and the greater risk of hospitalization is what makes it of particular concern to health officials. The St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association says it was a foregone conclusion that the variant would reach St. Lucia and points to vaccination as being key to preventing the Delta variant from ravaging the country.
The reality is that it was just a matter of time before the Delta variant was confirmed here in St. Lucia. This is according to the president of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association, Dr. Merle Clark. Dr. Clark said with the variant being present in the neighboring islands surrounding St. Lucia, it would have been naive of locals to think that it would have spared the island. Dr. Clark told Hot 7 TV that St. Lucians should follow the protocols now more than ever, as this variant is not one to mess with.
The Delta variant has been shown to be significantly more contagious, and you're seeing that in countries around the world where you're seeing spikes, that the Delta variant is a dominant variant, that the RT, or that transmission, the number of people you expect to become infected, if you have one infected person, is going up, and it's happening here in St. Lucia as well. So there were signs that it was here. It was just a question of confirmation from CAFA that we had the Delta variant here. So as announced by the CMO, 3 cases of Delta, there probably are more around the place. So this is to tell us essentially that we have to continue to adhere to the public health measures, ensure that we're sanitizing or washing our hands frequently, avoiding mass gatherings, cough etiquette. If you feel unwell, do not go to work. I mean, just those practices, remaining 6 feet from other people in as much as you can, and getting vaccinated.
Dr. Clark said the virus thrives through mutation, and so there should be a drive to get vaccinated in order to stop it in its tracks.
That emphasizes the importance of vaccination. The vaccines thus far have been shown to be effective against the Delta variant, and that includes the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine that we have here. Unvaccinated individuals are at significantly higher risk of becoming severely ill, being hospitalized, and dying. And that is a fundamental point that we have to understand. So when the vaccine debate continues to rage, and who can and who cannot get COVID, at no point had it been said that patients who are vaccinated, citizens who are vaccinated cannot get COVID. But risk mitigation is what you're looking at. Firstly, your risk of getting COVID is significantly reduced, and the risk of you becoming seriously ill, being hospitalized or dying, or having long-term effects such as lung fibrosis or organ damage because of COVID-19 is also significantly reduced.
Dr. Clark said that the vaccine is currently the best weapon in St. Lucia to fight this virus. For the Hot 7 Nightly News, I am Karim Nelson.
Despite criticism from some quarters regarding the decision by Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre to expunge the records of those convicted for COVID-19 breaches, the Prime Minister is standing by his decision. He says that this move is indicative of the government's promise to be different.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre is not backing down following scrutiny from some members of the public who oppose the idea of expunging the records of individuals who breach COVID-19 protocols. Former UWP Chairman Michael Flood recently said that such a move sets a dangerous precedent and encourages people to adopt a lackadaisical approach towards the protocols. Amidst the storm of criticism, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre remains steadfast in his decision and says that the change will be made in Parliament.
In terms of the laws, again, when we go to Parliament, we are going to expunge from the records anyone who is being convicted, arrested, or charged for any COVID offenses. Again, we want to signal a change in the way we will look at things. We want to signal change.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre says that his decision to expunge the records should not affect the public's adherence to protocols and says that there will still be consequences for people who do not comply with the protocols.
We are encouraging people to wear masks. We are encouraging people to do social distancing. We are encouraging people to observe the law. But the law has not changed. The law will change when we go into Parliament. So in the meantime, we want people to observe the law and still wear masks, because there are going to be consequences for not wearing masks and observing the protocols. It's a change. What we are signaling is a change of attitude. It doesn't matter. We don't want to punish people for having COVID. We want to punish them. We want them to understand that they have a duty to themselves and a duty to the society.
Pierre emphasized that the government will not be making the vaccine mandatory and still encourages the public to get vaccinated, as it is the strongest weapon in the battle against COVID. For the Hot 7 Nightly News, I am Karim Nelson.
Opinions continue to be voiced surrounding the Prime Minister's decision to expunge the records of individuals who were previously arrested, charged and convicted of COVID-19 protocol breaches. While some are happy with the announcement, as they believe that in such times locals should not be criminalized for protocol breaches, others say that the Prime Minister's decision will encourage citizens to disregard the protocols. On Friday, the Hot 7 team took to the streets to hear from you.
I think he did well, man. I will congratulate him on that, because that was an unnecessary move by the other side, just to have people there just because they did not have a mask on, This is not, and look at right now, almost everybody, those who are wearing that mask, most of them wear it under their nose.
Yes, as far as the decision made by the PM, referring to the current PM, about pardoning the people who they allege violated the COVID protocols. I'm kind of in agreement with that, because I remember there being a whole lot of injustice as far as the manner in which they approach the people, they accosted the people. I use the word accosted. From the side of the law, I find it was too adverse. I remember one incident with the Rasta man trying to have a bite to eat, and it's impossible to have a bite to eat with a mask on. I think that there was a lot of irrational behavior on the part of the COVID wardens.
I personally believe that it's a good move, Prime Minister, and again, with this, let's assume that the judge or the magistrate send that person bodily. Bodily is overcrowded right now, so you are just doing it to release, to reduce those people that are caught and stuff. And I think it will make way to release some of the people who have been caught in bodily and so on, so that we can get overcrowded. Bravo for you, Prime Minister. I love you. Very good.
That's what we mustn't take it light, we mustn't take it easy. But sometimes when a man does something, he suffers a forgiveness also. But I hope if he pardons some others will not come and take it as a big joke too, so I could do it. I could do something and tomorrow morning I could escape.
PM là anyway son TSM là because just saline yo pour qui ça pour Covid pour masque ça pas bon assez Prime Minister passé à pour catch love ça man pour ça wete mon ex saline yo pour la petit masque pour la petit corona non ça pas bon.
The director of the Pan American Health Organization, Dr. Carissa Etienne, is expressing concern over the decreased uptake of vaccines within the Caribbean. She is making a special appeal to citizens of Caribbean nations.
The Caribbean has been the sub-region which has attained the highest coverage of vaccines. So says the director of the Pan American Health Organization, Dr. Carissa Etienne, as she expressed disappointment in the growing trend of non-vaccination among Caribbean nationals. Vaccine hesitancy is being recorded across the islands, even among healthcare workers, as well as a relaxation of COVID-19 measures. Dr. Etienne is deeply concerned.
We have to be extremely careful. We have limited bed capacity and limited ICU capacity in our small islands. We also, in smaller islands, we have limited expertise in terms of the number of healthcare workers, the number of respiratory therapists, the number of anesthetists. And our health systems will become overwhelmed very quickly. I don't know the sources of the information that is triggering this level of vaccine hesitancy. I can tell you that they are not scientifically proven. And I want to appeal to you to listen to the sources where you have truthful, scientifically based information and evidence.
Dr. Etienne insists that vaccines do work.
It's because in the cases that are now hospitalized, that's in severe illness and deaths, more than 95% of those have not been vaccinated. To be protected, you need to receive the full regimen. If it's 2 doses, you need to receive the full doses. 1 dose does not protect you. I'm pleased, the best vaccine for anyone is the one available to you.
In St. Lucia, as of August 11th, 33,256 individuals have received the first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, and 26,063 have received the second dose. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
Stay with us. There's more news after the break.
The second segment of the Nightly News was brought to you by Labrie Credit Union. Labrie Credit Union. We are not a bank. We are better.